Welcome to Z's podcast. In the previous episode, we discussed unequal distribution of wealth resulting in crisis, inflation, and poverty. This podcast talks of concepts around the issuance of money. Who controls the issuance of money controls the governments, said Nathan May Rothschild. Nathan May Rothschild was a popular German Jewish banker, businessman, and financier. He was the third of the five sons of Mayer Amschel Rothschild and was of the second generation of the Rothschild banking dynasty. Once the wealthiest man on earth, he was the richest amongst the Rothschilds. Another powerful quote, "Let me issue and control a nation's money, and I care not who writes the laws," said Mayer Amschel Rothschild, the father of Nathan Rothschild. This reinforces the power of money over any other form of authority. Mayer Amschel Rothschild was a popular German Jewish banker, founder of the Rothschild banking dynasty. He is referred to as the founding father of international finance, ranked 7th on the Forbes magazine list of the 20 most influential businessmen of all time in the year 2005. They proved it that authority to issue money is above the authority of law. Let's get this with a simple example. We know the fact that US dollar is the global currency, and if India has to buy oil, we have to buy US dollars, using which the Indian oil companies can deal in the trade of oil from Central Asian countries such as Saudi Arabia. Therefore, the US dollars and hence the Federal Reserve Bank of the United States would make commissions from such an international trade. Hence, all international trades benefit the Federal Reserve, which is the central bank of the United States. So who are the Rothschilds? This image shows the black curve presenting the outstanding performance of RIT Capital Partners as compared to the red curve showing the slow growth by all FTSE shares. RIT Capital is formerly a Rothschild investment trust, with major shares taken by the Rothschilds. Jacob Rothschild was its chairman. The Rothschild banking family was at one point the richest family on earth and is presently amongst the wealthiest families. Some more important points of this Rothschild banking dynasty is WSJ once stated that long before Goldman met Sachs, the Rothschilds ruled the global financial markets. Rothschilds are a Jewish family originally from Frankfurt, Germany. They are referred to as the world's banker, as they are Europe's most famous and biggest banking dynasty. Hollywood has made movies on them. The dynasty has over 41 palaces of a scale and luxury perhaps unparalleled even by the richest royal families. Nathan Rothschild founded N.M. Rothschild & Sons Bank in 1810 and gained prominence for financing Britain's military operations in the Napoleonic Wars. Edmund the Rothschild Group has assets worth 160 billion euros or 179 billion US dollars as per data from Rothschild official website. The total of Rothschild assets are worth the GDP of Qatar, which is presently said to be the richest country on the planet. James A. the Rothschild financed the Knesset building as a gift to the State of Israel. Supreme Court of Israel building was donated to Israel by Dorothy the Rothschild. Rothschild & Company Investment Bank is one of the world's largest independent financial advisory groups. Nathan May Rothschild is reputed to have made a fortune buying British government bonds in anticipation of Napoleon's defeat at Waterloo. Source Reuters. RIT's chairman Jacob Rothschild and his direct family are the biggest shareholders of RIT Capital Partners plc. Pioneers in providing capital for business and financing infrastructure projects such as railways and the Suez Canal. In 1817, Austrian Emperor Francis I posthumously ennobled Mayer Amschel Rothschild. The Rothschild banking empire benefited tremendously from the French Revolution. During the war, Rothschild facilitated monetary transactions for its mercenary soldiers. Lending to governments to finance war operations has been an important strategy of the Rothschilds. N.M. Rothschild & Sons Limited privately held and still controlled by the Rothschild family, reported a net income of £51.5 million in 2015. Furnishing credit to the governments during times of war and crisis has been important to them. Nathan also gained the rights to the Almarin mines from the Spanish government in 1835, securing a European monopoly on mercury, which was used to refine gold and silver. The supply of the chemical came in handy in 1850s when N.M. Rothschild and Sons started to refine gold and silver for the Bank of England and the Royal Mint. Nobel laureate, Indian economist and philosopher Amartya Sen married Emma Rothschild. Former Cheers Manhattan Bank chairman David Rockefeller has a long-time personal relationship with the Rothschilds. In a press release, Rockefeller said, Rothschild and I have known each other for 5 decades. The connection between our two families remains very strong. I am delighted to welcome Jacob and Rit as shareholders and partners in the ongoing development of our investment management and wealthy advisory businesses. A popular print, Niles Weekly Register, covered on 19 September 1835 in its volume 49, writing the below about the Rothschilds' influence on international finance. Here's what they said. The Rothschilds are the wonders of modern banking. We see the descendants of Judah, after a persecution of 2,000 years, peering above kings, rising higher than emperors, and holding a whole continent in the hollow of their hands. The Rothschilds govern a Christian world. Not a cabinet moves without their advice. They stretch their hand with equal ease from Petersburg to Vienna, Vienna to Paris, Paris to London, and London to Washington. Baron Rothschild, the head of the house, is the true king of Judah, the prince of the captivity, the Messiah so long looked for by this extraordinary people. He holds the keys of peace or war, blessings or cursing. They are the brokers and counselors of the kings of Europe and of the Republican chiefs of America. What more can they desire? Many Rothschilds were the barons, court factors, and financial advisors to royal families. This brings us to another important question. What should be the make or structure of money? As in, what should be money? There's a famous quote by J.P. Morgan. Gold is money, everything else is credit. J.P. Morgan was a popular American banker and financier. J.P. Morgan Chase is one of the largest banks in the world and is named after J.P. Morgan. At this juncture, let's compare the present money with the money of the past. That is, paper or digital money versus gold. Let's do a bit of brainstorming. So here's a question for all the listeners. Mention at least 4 similarities between gold currency and an edible commodity such as rice or wheat. So let's do it. Mention at least 4 similarities between gold and rice. Let us give you a hint. The same point are the dissimilarities between paper or digital money and rice. So the points which establish a similarity between gold and rice are the points of dissimilarity between paper money and rice. To give you ample time, we would end this episode here. Keep thinking and do write your answers in the comment box. We'll be back to continue this important discussion on money and the answers. Thank you for being with us. Signing off for now. Goodbye.